This is Blake Atwood with FaithVillage.com. Today I'm talking with Jason Caston, author of the iChurch Method Volumes 1 and 2, as well as How to Get 1 Million Social Media Fans. You wrote the iChurch Method Volume 1 a couple years back, is that correct?
Actually, that released about May of last year.
So just last year.
Yeah.
Nice. So tell us why you wrote it and, pretty much what it's about and who would benefit from it.
Well, the reason I wrote it was that I was working for these large ministries and who have the resources and the budget to hire someone like myself, but I would always talk with smaller churches who didn't have the resources to hire Jason Caston or even have anybody from IT on staff. So they would have experiences where they worked with an outside agency, or they had a volunteer or somebody's cousin's nephew who knew how to do websites, and they just had a bad experience. So I basically took what I did in a typical week, which was these 5 areas that I talk about in the book, which is websites, multimedia, and online video and online streaming, e-commerce, online donations and online stores, social media, and mobile. Took those 5 areas and started writing this iChurch Method book for organizations, nonprofits, businesses, and churches that don't have the resources to hire someone like myself. I was able to give them the instructions through this manual, and I took a twofold approach to it. The first part of every chapter is strategy, where all we're talking about is just the strategic approach to church communications. And then the second part of every chapter is the technical approach for tech geeks like myself who want to roll up their sleeves and actually code it. So I just want to make sure that everybody from the leadership was able to understand what I was talking about, from the strategical approach to the actual tech people like myself who want to get in there and actually do it.
Very nice. I read through it, and it's an incredible resource. Definitely something I would have devoured back when I started working at a church because I felt like I was kind of thrown into the deep end. And there's so much to get a handle on and so much that I just had to learn on the job. So had your book been out way back then, I mean, you should have written it a long time before. That's all I'm saying. Just for me. But I'd really recommend it to people that are in that position because it's a good resource. So you just came out with Volume 2 of the iChurch Method, and tell us why you wrote that and how that's different from Volume 1.
Well, yeah, that's good too. Volume 2, the reason I wrote that is because, one, I just couldn't fit everything in Volume 1. Nobody wants to read a whole entire encyclopedia. I had to make the book consumable. So I poured as much as I could into Volume 1, but I didn't want to overwhelm people. So if I give a good comparison, I always tell my friends Volume 1 was like Michael Jackson's Off the Wall, and Volume 2 is like Thriller. So both of them are good albums, but we know which one was the top-selling album of all time. So Volume 2, I basically took everything to the next level with websites. In the first book, I just talked about the basics of websites. In the second volume, I'm talking about responsive design and how to engage people more effectively in websites. And Volume 1 of I'm talking about with multimedia, just online streaming, online video. In Volume 2, I actually talk about internet church campuses and stuff, and how to create a full internet campus. And that's stuff that really catches churches' attention. And then even going further on more with like mobile, I talk about apps. With social media, I talk about the visual social media advancements that we're seeing today. So basically, I just took it to the next level and continually poured out the rest of what I really wanted people to know as far as when it came to implementing the iChurch Method for their ministry. And truthfully, I probably have probably about 3 more books in my head that I could that I'm looking to put out, but I think I'm gonna wait maybe a year and then start putting out some more.